Well, the boat's going really well. We're flying downwind. This is absolutely what we like best. We discovered with Nick's boat and also Richard in Williams Lee that in Plymouth, that certainly upwind we struggle against them, but downwind like this we fly, and it's terrific. This is Anthony's first round Britain race, and he's certainly starting to enjoy it. The conditions are, if they stay like this, are absolutely marvellous.
Bishop's Rock Lighthouse is the turning point for Ireland. Muscle power is the secret weapon of the smaller boats in the dying wind. Pete Goss puts his back into it on Beneteau Marines. While lightweight Modi Kola is easily rowed by the Trafford brothers. The gas rig is a welcome sign of impending landfall.
Roy Call gapped up, Roy Call gapped up, Roy Call gapped up, Roy Call gapped up. Come in, please, over.
Call radio.
Can we go channel 6, over?
12. We got 12 there.
The lovely village of Crosshaven waits to celebrate the arrival of the yachts in the great natural harbour. Saab has covered the 230 miles in record time. "48 hours are up for Francois Boucher and Loic Linglois. The 12-year-old driver of the boat that will tow them out to the start line has responsibility for millions of francs worth of catamaran. Saab has the benefit of a skilled backup team following her around the course. Crews of big multi-hulls sailing short-handed can suffer as much stress manoeuvring in crowded harbours as in anything they experience at sea.
Point, north-northwest.
The French pair leaving Roches Point faced the long Forest Island, then north to the Isle of Barra in the Scottish Hebrides.
North-northwest, 12 knots. Yes.
Next is Williams Lee, helmed by Richard Tolkien.
Well, it's good to be underway again. Nice to have visited Crosshaven. We've got a good half-hour lead over Che, finished just behind us coming into Crosshaven. Beat down to the fasteners, should be there in 7 or 8 hours' time, and the wind will free to take us up the west coast of Ireland.
Che and Samantha leave the tranquil estuary in NCR. Mark Gatehouse and Anthony Bosch are just 7 minutes behind the Blythes. While Nick Bailey and Hervé Clarice are only a further 6 minutes behind in Davis Langdon. Queen Anne's Battery and NCR cross tack in the light headwinds. Ahead, Williams Lee is off Kinsale. The old head of Kinsale marks the start of a series of magnificent headlands along the shores of Cork and Kerry. The yachts now begin to sail amidst the superb scenery that makes this race so special, and delight in the wild beauty of the unspoilt southwest Irish coast. To get out of the strong tides, the crews tack deep into the rock-strewn bays of Courtmacsherry, Clonakilty and Rosscarbery. Past Galley Head, the idyllic conditions last for later boats. James and Richard Trafford are ahead of many much bigger yachts, tacking their radical Phil Morrison design Modicola in perfect harmony. Race instructions are to leave all islands to starboard, except Rockall and the Channel Islands, so the crews must head out to sea to round the famous Fastnet Rock with its Sentinel lighthouse. In the freer wind, the yachts reach towards the southwest corner of Ireland. From the Fastnet to Mizzen Head is 9 miles. A series of rocky peninsulas ending in headlands stretch like fingers into the Atlantic, either side of deep inlets. Beyond Brow Head, the great mass of Mizzen Head rises 700 feet from the ocean. Navigational instruments that can send information direct to the auto-helm control are a useful innovation in keeping with the aim of the race, which is to encourage the development of boats and equipment for short-handed sailing. Modern electronics have revolutionized navigation since the races began. Off the headlands are favourite locations for local fishermen to lay long nets for salmon. Unfortunately, they also net a good catch of daggerboards and rudders, and cutting nets free can cause considerable aggravation. Mark Gatehouse is particularly unlucky, getting trapped several times.
We've lost our rudder on a fishing net. We've had to drop the sails and stop the boat. It's looking pretty desperate. We've never tried sailing the boat with just one rudder. We're going to do our best. Certainly things do look a bit bleak at this moment, but we've got no choice. It really is either give up or try it on one rudder.
Vast sea rocks like the Bull, lashed by Atlantic storms, are impressive sights for the passing sailors. The Skelligs are the peaks of a flooded mountain range, 8 miles out to sea from the Inverare Peninsula. Early Christians sought retreat on the isolated rock. The majestic grandeur of Great Skellig generates its own cloud. Pulling together, Robert Nickerson on Panic Major has the benefit of a keen Irish crew in Neil Alexander from Dublin. Robert himself has been round the coast before and has made a double Atlantic crossing in this boat. He has a good chance of being first monohull, but at present is behind Di de Leon. The Skelligs are home to thousands of nesting gannets and other seabirds. Puffins prefer Little Skellig. In the distance are Ireland's highest peaks, the McGillicuddy's Reeks. Alan Wynne Thomas sails towards the sunset over the remote Blasket Islands at the tip of the Dingle Peninsula. It was as recently as 1953 that the last islanders left their harsh and lonely life on the beautiful Blaskets. Sail Away's water ballast is pumped up by engine. On Modicola, it's pumped by hand. Past the green islands of beautiful Galway Bay with their swirling tides, Pete Goss, helming the 35-foot monohull, is travelling at a much more sedate pace than last summer, when he sailed the 26-foot catamaran Cornish Meadows alone across the Atlantic in record time. On Achill Island, magnificent Menorn cliffs rise 800 feet sheer from the sea. Vast solar panels fitted for the round-the-world race power Sail Away's instruments. Thanks to Decca chain and satellite receivers, most yachts are able to update their positions with a certainty undreamt of by competitors in earlier races. Cooking and navigating are much easier in the roomy interiors of the big monohulls and production cruisers than aboard most of the Spartan, wet multi-hulls. But the Marines still prefer to take the charts out into the cockpit. Clare Island and Ballytoohey bring a farewell to Ireland.
Just a routine call to ask you when you commence fishing, when you intend to finish fishing, and how much fish you've got on board, please. Well, 6 of haddock, 3 of monk and 3 of quibblet. And you started on Monday and you expect to finish maybe around midweek. Okie dokie then, that's fine, I'll put you in the book and we'll be seeing you again some other time now. Okay, thank you then. Bye now.
Richard Tolkien in Williams Lee is speeding towards the Hebrides.